What is DPDP? So it's first Indian Data Protection Act, which is Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023. This act is applicable to all. So it is based on the privacy of any individual, anybody, anyone who is Indian citizen. You can avoid penalties up to 250 CR. You can face the penalties. Three major roles which has been introduced. First one is data fiduciary. Second one is data principal. Third one is data processor. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. My name is Saqib and today we are going to discuss on DPDP Act 2023. So before starting this video, I will let you know what is DPDP. So it's first Indian Data Protection Act, which is Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023. Okay. So it is based on the privacy of any individual, anybody, anyone who is Indian citizen. So this personal identifiable information, it has to be private. So the journey of DPDP-A has been started from 24th of August 2017 by Justice K.S. Puttaswamy B. Union of India. A Supreme Court declares the right to privacy as a fundamental right under Article 21. Then July 27, 2018, Justice Krishnan Committee report. Committee submit the first draft as in Digital Personal Data Protection Bill. Again, December 11, 2019, first draft has been introduced in Lok Sabha. August 3, 2023, Parliament, both the houses of the Parliament passed this particular bill. Again, finally, August 11, 2023, DPDP-A has become a law officially in 2023. Finally, the November 13, 2025, Ministry of Electronics and IT notifies the DPDP-A 2023 and DPDP rules and enforcement and implementation timelines. So what is DPDP-A? As I said, it's a privacy protection act for personal or individual identifiable information. In privacy language, we say PII, personal identifiable information. So the question is, what is DPDP-A? What exactly it is inside this particular act? I will let you know in clear 1 minute what is exactly it is. And for that, I need to make you understand three major roles which has been introduced in this particular act. First one is data fiduciary. Second one is data principal. Third one is data processor. I will make you understand what is data fiduciary. So example, let's say for example, I will take my example. I am the person who is the Indian citizen. I am going on any of the website. Website maybe the e-commerce website where I wanted to order something. Okay, let's say for example a shoes. I wanted to purchase online from that e-commerce platform any of the product, and in my case a shoes. So for that I need to log in on that particular platform. So I will sign up with my email ID, passwords and other details, and then once I will log in, I have to give the more information at the time of while I am placing the order. Okay. Sometimes my financial information, my card details would be there. I need to submit at the last stage where I wanted to place the order, and ultimately that e-commerce platform will pass on my information to the courier team or maybe their ground level functioning team, where they will pack my order and then give it to the courier, and then ultimately it is received by me. Okay, so in this particular example, I am the data principal because I am the Indian citizen and I have given my information to that particular platform. That e-commerce platform is a data fiduciary who is collecting the data for their business purpose and ultimately place the order on their e-commerce platform and process the order. For processing, he is again share my personal details to any third party, right? Third party, maybe the courier company, maybe their in-house something they have outsourced to somebody, or maybe the seller. That seller or any third party behind the data fiduciary become a data processor. These three main roles you need to understand, and while you are evaluating yourself in this particular act, so you will understand where you are. If you are a data fiduciary, so you need to take care about so many things. This act is clearly giving you the idea how much data you have to collect by data principal and how you have to have manage all those things as per this particular act. Let's say, for example, you have identified yourself as an data fiduciary. I'll take an example like you are a food delivery app, right? And you are collecting the data of your customer. Let's say, for example, their name, number, address, their interest, their sex, and other details, right? But to deliver the food, what minimal information is you required, which is important. Let's say, for example, to process the food and deliver at your client doorstep, you need his name, number, and address, right? So minimum data you have to collect from your user. Otherwise, somewhere you need to answer all those questions why you have collected all more data from your clients. So what is actually PII? Personal identifiable information, right? So personal identifiable information have clearly defined in this act any information which will directly identify any individual, which we can say the PII. For example, name, address, phone number, email ID, Aadhaar card number, PAN card number, passport number, specific photograph, biometric data like fingerprint, iris scan, IP address, device ID, cookies, location data, GPS coordinate, health records, medical history, financial information, and bank account. So these all are the PII information. If you are collecting all these information, that means you are applicable to get comply with DPDP. The phase 1 immediate by November 13, 2025, the Data Protection Board of India established an initial administrative rule 1, 2, 17 and 21 are in force, focusing on the board operation. Phase 2, which is 12 months from the start, which is November 13, 2026, registration and operational obligation for consent manager. Phase 3, 18 months from the start of this rule, which is May 13, 2027, full compliance required for all data fiduciaries, including notice and consent mechanism, children's data protection, data breach reporting, and cross-border trans rules. So now the question is, if you have identified yourself as a data fiduciary, you're collecting the lots of personal identifiable information. So what to do now? Okay, because we have clearly defined a roadmap, and I can say that a limited time in which you need to first identify yourself, then implement all those controls to avoid the penalties from this particular act if you are found guilty in any of the cases. Okay, so what to do now? So you can start your journey by doing the gap assessment. Identify you have already identified yourself as an data fiduciary. Now you need to perform the gap assessment. Gap assessment as in the initial current state assessment, where consulting firm or any auditor or assessor will give you the idea where you are in this particular journey, and he will give you the clear recommendation and roadmap, okay, that your team and anybody or maybe any third party can come into it and can implement for you, and you can avoid penalties up to 250 CR. You can face the penalties, okay. And last but not least, this act is applicable to all, right? There is no categorization, I can say that industry specific, nothing. This act is for everybody. You as in business, you need to pick this act, learn this, or appoint anybody. Try to identify first whether you fall under this as in data fiduciary or maybe the data processor. Primarily data fiduciary. If you are in the data fiduciary, follow what I have said. Start with the assessment, complete the assessment. It will give you the idea where you are, and then anybody who had performed the assessment for you, he can easily give you where you are and recommendations and roadmap. I have a lots of content for DPDP-A, but this is just an introduction. DPDP-A video we were planned since long. So hope this video will be helpful for you, and thank you for watching my video.